Good evening, Bahamas. You're tuned into NB12, broadcasting from Cable 12 Studios on Robinson Road. Coming up tonight in news, we head to North Abaco for the aftermath of the Glory Time disaster. Our junior cabinet minister is about to get a salary increase. A mother says she can't find her child after she reportedly escaped from the Willie Mae Pratt Center. Plus, should business owners be allowed to carry handguns? The community weighs in. We've got those stories and much more coming up. I'm Paige McCartney, and NB12 starts right now. And welcome once again to NB12. Minister of National Security Dr. Bernard Nottage says the 10 passengers who remain unaccounted for who were on board the Glory Time vessel when it sank off North Abaco Sunday night are feared dead, bringing the death toll in the disaster to 21. Despite that fear, the search for survivors continued in North Abaco today as Bahamian and U.S. law enforcement officials scoured the waters hoping to find anyone alive. Our Nakia DeVoe traveled to Abaco today to try and piece together exactly what happened and spoke to those involved in the aftermath and people who knew the victims. Here's her report.
Glory Time now sits here almost completely submerged in waters just off Foxtown, just a few feet away from the government dock. It was reportedly that boat that was carrying 28 passengers before it experienced engine problems and started taking on water before it submerged. The Defense Force reportedly towed this boat here yesterday afternoon. We were able to get an up-close look at the overturned boat this afternoon. Fisherman and diver Jamal Cornish was the man who retrieved all 11 of the bodies found yesterday. He said that he and some of his colleagues went out to assist with the search after they heard a boat was sinking and many passengers were on board. Cornish gave us a detailed account of his gruesome task of retrieving the 6 women, 4 little boys, and 1 little girl.
It's hard to explain. But I mean, like, I see my little girl, I see my mommy, I see my sister. To see women and children, yeah, it make me think. They show me it's a lot to life. Life simple and precious. You gotta cherish it. The Defense Force vessel, it was too big, so we had to bring them up 2 at a time. We put them in Mr. Bristol boat, and then we took it back to the Defense Force vessel.
It took over an hour and the strength of 4 men to lift the bloated bodies onto the small fishing boat, one after the other. Boat Captain Darren Brister said in his opinion it was too small to make the journey from Abaco to Florida with 28 people on board. The boat was allegedly headed to the United States on a human smuggling mission. And Brister described the condition of the bodies and also explained why they chose to take on such a traumatizing job.
When I saw the kids especially, I was just thinking what kind of dead they die. I know they suffered. That was the hurtful part to think about because, you know, the kids, they had gas burning on their hand, their skins were coming off, they were peeling off like stalking, you know, and floating on the water, and that was very painful to see, really, you know, because there was just women and children, you know. There was no man. Mind you, we found some man pants and stuff, so I would assume that was the guys who took their pants off so they can swim, and they swim to land somehow. So that was probably the guys' pants who we found, you know. It takes a small boat to transfer those heavy bodies to the big boat because trying to reach down from that height above water is almost impossible, you know.
Up to airtime, no additional survivors or bodies had been found. 7 people managed to escape from the boat and swim to shore after it began to submerge. That according to officer in charge of the Abaco district, Superintendent Noel Curry. He told us that a Haitian Bahamian man in his late teens who came forward to police is one of the survivors. He is now in police custody assisting with investigations. Minister Nottage also reported that 8 people who were seen in the area of Cooperstown and are believed to be associated with the sunken vessel have been arrested for questioning in connection with this incident. The hunt is still on for the 6 survivors who allegedly managed to escape. The hunt is also on for the man police believe was captaining the ship. Superintendent Curry says the boat captain is a man known to police, but he would not reveal his identity.
Based on our investigations, we know who the captain is. We're trying to determine whether the captain is deceased or missing. And once we determine that, we will know exactly how to proceed with our investigations in terms of finding the captain.
Now, is this something that he could get charged for if he is found to be alive?
Most definitely. We have lost numerous lives.
The young man told police one of the boat's engines kept cutting off, which slowed the vessel down. Nottage said the survivor also told authorities that there were 4 large drums of fuel and oil on board the vessel. He added that the young man reported that 9 children, 5 young women, and 14 men were on board. Of the passengers confirmed dead so far, 5 of them were students here at Treasure Key Primary School. Today, Principal Murtis Russell confirmed that the students were in grades 1, 4, and 5. The principal fought back tears as she described the children as excellent students and says a dark cloud now hangs over Treasure Key Primary School. And what's worse, the principal says she believes that even more children, former students of Treasure Key Primary School, are still missing.
They were wonderful kids, wonderful. I just came out of the room where one of the students was describing one of very talented, and it's heartbreaking. And the staff and student of Treasure Key Primary is in a solemn mood. This morning, they were all in the mood of crying, and we're also in exams, and we had a period this morning where we just let them cry, and then we had to start the exams just to get their mind kind of off what was going on for a while.
Students and teachers were counseled this morning before exams. Russells would not reveal the identities of the children, but NB12 understands that they are 2 sets of siblings who all live together. Jermaine Joseph, Alonzo Joseph, Krishanta Joseph, Ivinsky Baptiste, and Kendall Baptiste. We could not confirm their ages.
Deeply saddened by the news. It really was a tragedy, and the three of them, they were talented, quiet, smart, just friendly children, and we're really going to miss them.
God knows best, and I'm looking at it and hoping, I'm encouraging our children to know that there's a time and a purpose, and to all things, we must look at it and see that something good is going to happen at the end of the day for us individually as an institution. Treasure Key Primary, this is our first time ever grieving to this extent. But through it all, I'm glad to see that our children are bonding.
We also learned that the children's mother and aunt, Shauna Baptiste, drowned along with them. And while Glory Time's final resting place is now at the Foxtown Harbor, it was there behind that quay where the boat first went down and where many of the passengers met their fates. Reporting from Foxtown, Abaco for NB12, I'm Nakia DeVoe.
In other news tonight, the Free National Movement is hitting out at the government over what it calls a profound mistake in the 2012-2013 budget. According to that document tabled in the House of Assembly on May 30th, the 5 ministers of state in Perry Christie's 21-member cabinet will receive a salary increase. After our news team discovered the increase, Minister of State for Finance Michael Halkita said it was a clerical error. However, an F&M senator is questioning if it really was. Bonnie Toot has more.
The government has said it would scale back on a number of planned initiatives this fiscal year as a result of the $504 million deficit it met in place when it came to office. It made some people question why ministers of state were receiving a $6,000 salary increase. You see, their salary is listed in the 2012-2013 budget as $66,000 a year. Junior ministers usually make $60,000 a year. Well, Minister of State for Finance Michael Halkita cleared the air today, saying what you see in the budget is a mistake.
In printing the book, it was an error. All right? The Ministers of State salary as of today, $60,000. There's no intention to increase it to $66,000. It was an error that will be corrected at the appropriate time in the House of Assembly.
The glaring error is listed on page 136 of the budget. There are 5 ministers of state in the 21-member cabinet. Halkidis says they have not been paid the amount listed in the budget. He briefly acknowledged what he called a clerical error in the House of Assembly this afternoon, but only after NB12 inquired about it as he exited the weekly cabinet meeting today. We also attempted to get a comment from Prime Minister Perry Christie as he left Churchill Building.
Just one quick question. We just want to find out why Cabinet Minister got a $6,000 salary increase, and then you just want to answer that one question.
Halkidis says Mr. Christie will address this blunder in Parliament on Wednesday. He did not say who is at fault, but said corrections will be made.
When we get to the stage, the proper stage, when we're passing the bill, we'll just make the correction. All right. When we there's actually a bill for what we call the bill for the recurrent expenditures, and so when we actually move that at the end of the second reading in the committee stage, we make the appropriate amendments.
If state ministers had received a salary increase, they would be earning the same salary as ministers, who currently make $66,000. Halkidis explained the difference between the two.
Ministers of state are technically known as, or popularly known as, junior ministers, and they operate within what we call the substantive ministries, and they are allocated certain, portfolio responsibilities as well. Okay, so the effect is that the ministers of state are popularly known as junior ministers, so in rank they're junior to the what we call the substantive ministers.
Former Minister of State for Finance, Shavargo Lang, isn't buying the minister's explanation. He says it would be difficult to make such a mistake when the first 2 lines under each ministry are the salaries of the minister and minister of state. He pointed out that junior minister salaries have been the same for the past 20 years, so there would have been no need to change that item in the budget unless an instruction was issued by the Minister of Finance, who is the Prime Minister. If it was indeed a mistake, Lang says it is a profound mistake, warning that it would not sit well with the international community. The F&M senator says it makes him question if there are any other errors in the budget. The F&M has previously accused the government of miscalculating the deficit to arrive at just over $500 million. The state minister for finance says as far as he is aware, there are no other errors in the budget. Reporting for NB12, I'm Vonique Toot.
Well, the mother of a 16-year-old girl who escaped along with 3 others from the Willie Mae Pratt Center for Girls about 2 weeks ago is now demanding that authorities help find her daughter, who she claims is still missing. Charisma Robinson has details.
Sylvana Marshall and the other girls reportedly escaped from the facility by breaking down the door of the ward they were in and jumping over the barbed wire along the wall of the institution. However, Moshe Bullard says the reports of her daughter's escape was news to her, as she claims she was not informed by the Department of Social Services or police that she was missing. Bullard and Sylvana's aunt, Colomé Roll, say when they found out, they were extremely disappointed and concerned for Sylvana's safety and well-being as she is a minor.
Because I care, that's why I come to the press. I don't know if the other parents, them checking or whatever, but no one call and say nothing, so that's the only thing I got to do, to try find her.
She lost her there, she's even in from over here, so she could be anywhere. She in the Grove. As far as we're concerned, she's in the Grove. We got some kind of information because we went around giving out flyers, trying looking for her. We went to police, we went to social service. Nobody get no answer. Nobody could tell us nothing.
Officials at the Willie Mae Pratt Center today confirmed that a girl is missing from the facility but would not confirm her age or name. Sylvana's mother said she had been in the detention center since November. The teenager was supposed to return home in August, and the last time she spoke with her, she seemed okay. After an unsuccessful search for the teen, they're now appealing for help from the police.
Everybody in the Grove just looking at you like you're crazy. Some helping, some ain't helping. They're making you feel like they're helping you look, but they know just where she is. Have you like you're crazy. The police need to get involved or something. Because I tired. I've been looking now. Monday can make 3 weeks I've been looking. I tired.
I know someone out there see something. Someone that know exactly where she is.
Now, our news team did speak with Social Services Minister Melanie Griffin today, who explained that there are certain protocols that should be followed.
Obviously, a parent ought to be notified when a child escapes from Willamette Park or the detention. In fact, for many government institutions, okay, there's a responsibility to notify the parents. If that was not the case, certainly there's something, I could follow up on and see what, how it might have fallen through the cracks. But that would certainly be a part of the procedure.
The mother and aunt made this appeal to the teen.
Wanna come home? Whatever it is, we could talk about it. Sense. Come home or call. Let us know you living or you all right. Call us. Come home. Nothing better than home.
Make me feel bad because I ain't even sleeping. Even though I have my other arrested children to deal with. My mind on her, because where we living is, over here so dangerous, Just call, come home, say something. Ain't like someone do you something, call, stop letting company lead you astray. Call, say something.
The center is not a high-security institution, but attempting to escape violate the court rulings that placed the girls there. Now, Griffin could not say whether police have been actively searching for Savannah or the others who escaped. When we contacted Police Press Liaison Officer Inspector Chrisling Skippings, she said she had to make some checks into this before she could speak to the matter.
If you know of Savannah's whereabouts, you're asked to contact the family at 443-3598 or police as soon as possible. Reporting for NB12, I'm Charisma Robinson.